Debbie Wasserman Shultz may face federal charges by Gary Mayer for USA Politics Today. It appears that the Imran Awan, the former Democratic IT staffer who has been charged with felony bank fraud, was trying to prove to investigators that Debbie Wasserman Shultz is the real criminal. Imran Awan was banned from even accessing the House IT network in February after investigators discovered the former employee had been secretly funneling money around, ostensibly to his family. 2 months later, Awan entered the House office building and placed a laptop with the username Representative Debbie Wasserman Shultz, along with his ID and letters to the U.S. Attorney in a small office once used as a phone booth, the Daily Caller is reporting. Despite demands and veiled threats from Wasserman Shultz that they return the laptop to her, investigators refused, saying it was evidence in a criminal investigation. The Daily Caller has learned that prosecutors have now instead given the laptop back to Awan, suggesting they may be turning their focus on Wasserman Shultz. Among the items left in the tiny office was a notebook titled Attorney-Client Privilege, which may explain why prosecutors gave Awan the laptop. It may actually belong to Wasserman Shultz. In the legal process of, quote, discovery, defendants have a right to see the evidence against them. He has only been charged with bank fraud crimes related to trying to flee the country with cash, which is why its inclusion in discovery suggests prosecutors intend to bring charges related to the underlying cybersecurity and theft probe. Imran's lawyer, Wasserman Shultz, and many in the media have said the misconduct involving Imran goes no further than bank fraud, but the timeline makes clear that a serious criminal investigation into those House issues was the impetus for those moves, and the notebook also included case details and letters about the apparent owner of the bag being investigated well before he was accused of bank fraud. Wasserman Schultz's spokesman, David Damron, provided no insight. He couldn't explain why Wasserman Schultz would continue to keep Awan on the payroll even after he was clearly a target of a criminal probe. He couldn't explain why she first said the laptop belonged to her and that she had lost it, only to later say that she had never seen it before, and he couldn't explain why the computer had the username Representative DWS on it. After February 2nd, Wasserman Schultz was ordered not to let Awan touch anything having to do with the House network, but she kept him and his family on the payroll, providing him access to House offices so he could work on printers, quote, and websites, quote. After learning that Imran was the subject of an investigation, Wasserman Schultz went out of her way to add his wife, Ina Alvi, to her payroll in a newly created position as a second IT aide. In March, Hina left the country with $12,000 in cash, her children, and large amount of household goods, while Wasserman Schultz knew she was the subject of a criminal investigation, but she kept paying Imran. Weeks later, on April 6th, the laptop and letters to the U.S. Attorney turned up in the phone booth. Clearly, prosecutors have turned their eyes to Representative Debbie Wasserman Schultz in their criminal probe. What do you think? Should Wasserman Shultz face charges for essentially facilitating Awan's alleged criminal behavior? Is this all vast right-wing conspiracy? Huh. I'll tell you something. Awan was doing more than just grabbing money for bank fraud. So I can't understand that no other charges were brought and they're looking into Wasserman Shultz. It just doesn't make sense to me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.